to the neighborhood where it feels like your childhood. Your friendly neighborhood bi gives it her all, bringing you the local haul. All kinds of comics, classic and new, Marvel, DC, and indies too. Readers and creators in unity. Welcome to our community.
Hello, nerdy neighbors, and welcome to the neighborhood. Welcome to your friendly neighborhood comic book show. If you've never been here before, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back, neighbors. Every week on this show, we keep hope, give help, and share comics with all. That is my goal, at least for you all. This is our 21st episode, and today we are going to talk about stuff that isn't directly comic book related at first, but then we're going to bring it back to comics. So we're going to talk about our D23 announcements. We're going to talk about what we think about them. I'm going to try to recommend some comics to relate to these announcements. So if you're interested on reading what connects to them, I'm going to recommend those. And then we're going to have some fun with our guests today. We're going to have some additional fun. If you guys know me on Twitter and you know my personality, you know I like to thirst over comic book characters. And the guest I have on today is a big fan of that as well. So I'm super excited to have them on. It's going to be a great time. I'm super excited to talk with everybody here in the chat. So let's just get right into it. Alrighty, let's do our neighborhood check-in before we bring our guest on. Let's see. Oh, it's kind of loud in here. We have Christopher Evans. The real Chris Evans is here. Nathaniel let him out early. That's super kind. Please thank Mr. Sinister for us. I know he's very busy planning his next bank heist with Black Cat in the neighborhood. I still don't know how they work, but you guys made it happen. We got Eric in the chat. Howdy, howdy. I feel like I'm wearing the wrong hat today now. I need a cowboy hat or something. And we got Anas here. Where's the click? There's the click. What's up, Anas? Good to see ya. If you guys have already checked out Anas, please check them out on Twitter and whatever other social media they have. They are amazing. And you might be seeing some of them in the future. Heads up. Super excited to have all of you on. Eric is suggesting we do another thirst episode for episode 69. You know what? Maybe that'll be our first thirsty tailgate, and we'll have like a round table of chaos. That sounds like a lot of fun. I think we could definitely make that work. But without further ado, let's bring on our guests. I'm sure some of you are here for him today, maybe because he's awesome or something. So if you don't know him, he's a good friend of mine. He does amazing podcasts. And he always makes a comeback. I think is a good way to put it. Let's bring on Anthony Caruso. What's up, Anthony?
Lauren, I'm glad to be here. Little starstruck to be here, but I'm happy to be here.
Why are you starstruck? Is it because Kurt's in the back? I mean, listen, I don't blame you. Like, he's a lot.
I just have to say I agree with Eric. I'm all for another Thirst episode 69. That's like the best idea I've heard all day.
I was gonna say, I think that is a great idea. I'm wondering who would want to be on that episode with us, and two, who would qualify. Would we need to qualify, or would we not have enough people to choose from? I think we just have to let everybody come on.
I think everyone would have to be on. Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe we'll have everybody come on and bring their own lists, and we can revamp our lists over time. That could be fun to see if ours have changed.
That would get wild. That would just devolve really into amazing chaos, and I'm here for it.
It would. Two of my favorite people on screen. Yes. Thank you, Chris.
You're one of my favorite people too.
Right? Well, listen, before we got on live, and if you can't tell, I'm very excited. I'm talking very fast. But we were talking about, Anthony and I, how I should get you and him on an episode for a vampire episode, because you guys are my vampire dudes. So if there's anybody else that's watching this later on and wants to comment on the video, if you're watching now, let me know if you're a vampire person, because spooky season's coming up. I might have to make some things happen,
I'm all for it. The more spooky content, the better.
Oh my gosh, you especially are the spooky person. You have been starting Halloween since August, my friend.
July, right after July 4th, Halloween starts. I mean, not to jump ahead, but spoiler alert, something Halloween related was my favorite D23 announcement.
Gasp! Oh my gosh.
Which, we'll talk about because I loved that black and white trailer.
I need to know, is this a shirt? Thick thigh, spooky vibes. Because if it is, I need it. Or no, wait. I don't want a shirt. I want it leggings. That's what I want. I want that on leggings.
I don't want to answer for him, but I have seen it on a shirt before.
Okay, so now we just need it to be on the legs, and I'll be set. It reminds me, there was when I went to, so I used to go to the Spencer store at the mall when I was like a teenager, because why not? And you can go now if you're an adult, who gives a shit? But like, I would especially go while I was a teenager just to look around and goof off with friends and be silly. But like, they used to have these sweatpants that said, "These are my sex pants." And I wanted to buy them. Or they're like, "These are my after sex pants," something like that. And I was seriously wanting those, but I didn't buy them because I thought I would have another chance to. Then the one time I go back to buy them, you can't get them anymore. And I was like, are you kidding me? Those were going to be the pants. Pants.
I'm sure you could find them online, though. You can find anything online.
Oh, probably. But like, somebody's got upcharge on eBay now. It's just not worth it. And I could probably make them myself, like get like those letters and iron them on or some nonsense.
Side note, I still shop at Spencer's. Spencer's is a great store for all the geeky stuff.
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, especially for geeky stuff. Yeah, I mean, geeky and sexy at Spencer's. That should be their phrase. You're welcome, Spencer's. Geeky and sexy. And I want to say hi real quick to Travis. Travis popped in. What's up, Travis?
What's going on, Travis?
If you guys missed it on my Twitter, I had the pleasure of joining Travis on his podcast where he talks about superhero animation stuff. We talked about the Harley Quinn show. We talked about the season finale, what we thought of it. So, go check that out if you haven't already. You can see my Twitter, or you can probably find Travis on Twitter. But it was a ton of fun. Travis is really lovely.
Travis is awesome.
Yes, 100%. And to wrap up what we were talking about, Chris is right. It would be a weird Google search. You don't know what you'll get. After sex pants, I don't want to know what that's going to turn up, guys. But all that said, before we get into the rest of the chaos of this episode, I want to just transition quickly to our next segment before we get into the meat of everything and talk about our poll results this week. I try to make those transitions work, but sometimes they lag. I'm sorry, guys. I really try.
Worked for me. Well, that's awesome.
Yes. Okay, great. Well, in case you missed it, which if you're watching the show and you're following us on Twitter, how are you missing it? Every week I put up a poll on usually Mondays, some days Tuesdays, and we decide a new fictional character to join our neighborhood. So this week, our poll was for our neighborhood doctor, and our results were that Dr. Jane Foster, who becomes Mighty Thor and then also becomes a Valkyrie, is our neighborhood doctor. I thought these other choices were interesting, and I'm not sure what won out here. Like, was this logic that won out, or was this the thirst that won out? What do you think, Anthony?
Well, for me, it was definitely the thirst. Like, I would be much more likely to go for my annual physical if Dr. Jane Foster was giving it to me.
That's true. So wait, I feel bad for not knowing this. Is because I didn't look this up before I did it. Is Dr. Jane Foster a medical doctor, or is this like she has her doctorate in something?
Doesn't matter.
I mean, that's fair.
Let's look at it this way. She's gorgeous. We saw from Thor: Love and Thunder, if human medicine doesn't work, she'll get you that magic medicine. Like, she's a perfect doctor.
Listen,
I'd go to her in a heartbeat.
When you said magic medicine, my thoughts were not clean at all. Like, I can't say what my brain went to.
I mean, that's a real dream about going to her for a doctor, as a doctor.
I mean, Chris is calling you out. You just want the checkup. And I can't blame you.
He knows me too well.
Yeah.
Especially if she gives me the checkup as the Mighty Thor.
Jesus Christ. What are you trying to tag your porn? This is a Sunday, 1:00 in the afternoon show, Anthony. Kidding. Anath says she's an MD, I think. Okay, I'm going to go with that. I'm going to say you're right. I think that's incredibly important. It's hammer time. I would love to see her with a hammer, if you know what I mean. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Listen, if Thor Odinson can't handle it, I can until I die. Then I won't handle it.
Absolutely.
Sir, this is a Wendy's. I love
Sir,
that meme.
you are watching the Queen of Horny Jail's Sunday show. We should know what to expect.
Oh my god. Listen, I have been wanting to make a separate little like monthly podcast. Maybe I would just call it Horny Jail, like, because that's what it would be. Yeah, and Nash, you probably don't. I'm so sorry. I need to filter myself. I need to let Anthony do all the thirsting. I'm gonna traumatize people.
We're not even at the official thirst part of the show yet.
We're just talking about Dr. Jane Foster being our doctor. Like,
I mean, when you look at the other, in seriousness, when you look at the people she was up against, nobody wants Hugo Strange as their doctor.
Oh God! Listen, that's the last person I wanted to win. Okay, with Eggman, at least it'd be funny, but he'd be a nuisance. And then Kirk Connors was kind of cool because, like, I have a soft spot for like those guys that just get hit hard with life, and then they're like, "I'm a monster." And it's like, no, you're not. But like, Jane had to win, so
Jane had to win.
I was very happy to see it. Were you happy to see it?
100%. And now I'm going to be the first one making my appointment. So
I don't know. I think the appointments have already opened. Somebody might beat you to the first spot, Anthony. You might have to fight for it. Oh my gosh. Only in our neighborhood would we be the first neighborhood to like have people fighting to get their physicals. Like Black Friday, who needs that? You just need physical week. Like,
it's why everybody needs to move into the neighborhood.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you've officially moved in now. Like,
which I am thrilled about.
You made your appearance and you get Dr. Jane Foster to welcome you at the gates. I mean, what more could you want? I mean maybe She-Hulk, but that's about it.
This is the highlight of my year at this point. So.
Okay, I have one more question before we move on from this. So obviously, Dr. Jane Foster is our neighborhood doctor. Spoopy season is upon us. I said spoopy, not spooky. You're welcome. And what do you think her Halloween costume would be this year?
Oh God, why doesn't she just go as the mighty Thor?
Because that's who she is.
Oh man, I don't know. You put me on the spot. I wasn't prepared for this question. What do you think it would be?
You know what? Okay, listen. I think that she wouldn't want to dress up at first because she'd be busy with other things. And she'd also be like, oh, everybody wants me to do this sexy look. And frankly, I'm just tired. And you know what? Personally, I would just tell her, babe, you can come in sweatpants and a t-shirt and it's going to scare the horny out of me. And back in because I will still think you're hot as hell. It'll be great. So she can wear whatever she wants, in my opinion.
Maybe for Halloween, she lets me dress as the doctor and she can be the nurse. How's that?
Switch it around. She's the doctor. You're the nurse. I like that. I mean, better.
but she's the doctor in real life. That's not dressing up.
But it's scary being a doctor, so it still works.
Okay. I'll go with it. Either way. I won't say no to whatever she wants to be.
I mean, yeah, you would be the one dressing up and she would be the one being scary. You have both parts of spoopy season then. It's a couple's costume. I made you guys a couple. You're welcome.
I mean, this is seriously the highlight of my year. Not only did she welcome me to the neighborhood, now she's my couple, my significant other. I'm here for it.
I love this for you. I'm actually jealous because I don't have a significant other in the neighborhood yet. Like, what the hell? I made this neighborhood and I don't have anything. Rip. Eric said she dresses up as Captain America. You know what? Yeah, she can do that. That'd be hot. Yeah, go for it.
I'm all for it.
I'm all for seeing a remix of America's Ass. 100%.
1000%.
I will 100% take it. All right. Well, since we've already gone too thirsty with this, I think you guys have heard it here first. We're all for Dr. Jane Foster's neighborhood. It sounds like everybody else in the chat is happy with this. If you're not, let me know because I want to hear it. But yeah. So, any suggestions for what kind of role you want to put in the neighborhood next week? Like we already have, like we have a handyman, we have a comic book store owner, but like, is there another role, Anthony, that you can kind of think of that you're like, we should see who can fit that?
I mean, do you have the town sheriff or cop yet?
We have our world's finest, but we don't have a town cop. I feel like that's controversial because of how people feel about cops. But
okay, well, what if we make them the warden of Horny Jail or Thirsty Jail?
We can do that. The warden of Horny Jail.
There you go.
We could do that. Chat, let us know if you want to vote on that next week, because if you guys hate it, we won't do it. But if you think that would be fun, I'll put that as a poll next week. There's different approaches you could take with that too. Like, do you want this person to like actually keep you in line, or do you want this person to be somebody you want? Like, oh, they're so Anthony, what have you done? What have you done?
I'm trying to build up the prison system clearly in this community.
You really are. I mean, Chris said Beast is the warden. I would him as the warden. You're right. That would make me very upset. And that is
I could deal with that. I relate to Beast. He's intellectual. He has the glasses. He's hairy.
Oh,
I'm all
no,
for Beast.
you don't know the downfall of Beast's character in the recent 10 years, do you?
What happened to him?
Oh no, you don't know. I say that because a lot of people that like Beast in the past, and as you can, over the last like 10 years or so, they've thrown his character into the gutter, and not like the horny gutter, but like the villain and terrible person that commits genocide gutter. So Beast has been kind of ruined as of late.
Okay. See, I did not know that. So fair warning for all of you watching. I am much more of a DC Comics fan.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones I tend to keep up with. I don't keep up with modern Marvel for the most part in terms of comic books.
Yeah.
So I did not know they ruined Beast like that. So
it's okay.
What have you done,
Either
Chris?
way, it works.
Chris ruined my day by suggesting that.
Wow, Chris, what the hell? This was the highlight of his year. Why did you do that? Kidding. But Chris then suggested instead that Sinister could leave his position and become the warden. That could be very interesting because he's part of the bank heist duo, but he could basically get a promotion.
I'm for it. Or I'll throw out somebody I'd like to see as warden.
Okay.
Agatha Harkness. Let's bring her in. Did you see her redesign in the comics?
Yeah, because they're matching it to the MCU.
I'm all for it. I wouldn't mind her being in charge of that jail.
And then he said, I don't care. I'm a horny mess. Put me in prison. Arthur Harrow. That's the guy from Moon Knight, I believe, right, Eric? I believe so. He would.
That would work. He judges people.
Yeah. I mean, but like, I would be more interested to see him get corrupted. Like, he started as warden, and then somebody would have to corrupt him. I don't know who would, though.
You know what? You.
Me? This is a daytime show, Anthony. You're not getting that answer from me until we go the midnight show. Okay? I'm not answering that. I want to say hi real quick to DC. Good to see you, DC. You're missing a lot of chaos today, so if your children are around, yeah, I would definitely watch this later because we are being menaces. Full disclosure.
I'm sorry. This is what happens when people have me on their shows. I apologize.
I think it's great. I'm having a great time. And speaking of a great time, I want to talk about our main topic today, our D23 announcements with our comic suggestions.
I'm excited.
I know.
I'm excited to dive into this.
We were talking briefly before the show, and I was trying not to say too much because, I like getting stuff live. But you were like, oh, yeah, I have thoughts. And I said, I'm just going to sit back probably once we start talking about this. But those of you watching, listening, as we go through the announcements, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the announcements, what you think about them, whether you're excited for them or not. All that great stuff, and then feel free to judge me and Anthony. Like, if one of us is like, this sucks, and you're like, that doesn't suck, what's wrong with you? Let us know. Like, That's what we're here for. Sometimes us neighborhood people, we have to keep each other together.
Yeah, and I know my opinions suck. You guys can call me out. It's fine.
No, it doesn't suck, but we're all allowed to have different opinions. So without further ado, our first, it wasn't really an announcement, but I wanted to bring it up because I love this shit. I know a lot of people don't, but I enjoy it. They started out with a Rogers the Musical showing, like a little show of the song. And I'm mad because I actually want them to make it a musical. Like, I
Right?
would pay to go see that shit.
And I think the MCU has proven people would pay and they would make bank if they brought this to Broadway.
Yes.
Make it happen. Like,
Yeah.
I was smiling from ear to ear the whole time. I mean, I bought that song the minute after that episode aired originally. So to see the whole thing performed live on stage, after seeing it performed live in the after credits of Hawkeye, I loved it.
Yeah. I remember when the Hawkeye show was premiered, there were a bunch of people that were like seemingly pissed off that was the after credits. They're like, "Oh, that's it." Like, and I was like, "What do you mean that's it?" That was so freaking fun. And it's so funny to me because we're getting a lot of fun things right now, both in the comics and in the shows and films. But those seem to be the things that are the most complained about, and I'm like, for why?
Not everything has to be serious.
It doesn't.
And I'm glad they're trying their hand on more comedic things.
Yeah,
I really like She-Hulk for that reason.
Yeah, I completely agree. She-Hulk has been really fun. But the next announcement they talked about D23 has me in a lot more like serious feelings because they talked again about Wakanda Forever coming out in November. Obviously Namor's going to be in Atuma. There's lots of new characters, but also lots of ones we've seen before. How are you feeling about this film coming up soon?
I'm excited. I'm a little nervous because obviously they had to change course after Chadwick Boseman died. May he rest in peace, rest in power. I'm curious to see whether or not Marvel hides the identity of Black Panther until the movie premieres. Could they do another full theatrical trailer without revealing who the next Black Panther is?
Yeah, no, I feel similar. It's less I feel like they'd have to reveal it in the next trailer though, and more so rumors gonna get out. Like that's one thing that frustrates me with rumors is they keep turning out to be right as of late. Like a lot of them. And I'm actually tired of that because like I want to be shocked when I see the theater,
Me too. And I think I read part of that is because of the whole work from home thing still. A lot of legitimate leaks are coming out via that. But I'm excited, and I think it has less to do with rumors too, by the way, than merchandising. They can't hide, the
That's
toys
true.
going out in Target and everything. But who do you think it's going to be? Do you have an idea?
That's a good question. So it's sad because I wanted it to be Shuri, but then Letitia Wright's nonsense and bullshit with vaccines and blah, blah, blah came out. And I was like, God damn it, I was rooting for you. Like, you had to do this. Because that would have been the obvious choice. But now I'm kind of like, I'd like to see Nakia in the role. I think that's another great option that would make sense. But somebody said this a while ago on Twitter after the first like big trailer came out. And I was like, oh, I really like this idea because they said, what if Okoye became the next Black Panther? And I said, oh, one, I love Okoye. That. Yeah, but two, it would be a kind of full circle character growth for her, in terms of, she was loyal to, the throne. And then she, throughout the first movie, learned that, no, I'm loyal to my people. That doesn't mean whoever sits on the throne. That means whoever is right for this country, for our, place. And then, for her to, basically go from loyalty to a throne, loyalty to her people, to, oh my gosh, I can take this into my hands and do even more outside of the system. That would be really cool to see.
I would love that. I don't know if they're going that route, though. I would love that, though. I think they're going for with Nakia.
Yeah. I think that, her and Shuri are the two obvious choices. And I mean, again, I won't be upset if it was Nakia. I'd be like, that's cool. Like, but it would be really fun to like build it up. And also a wonderful dude in the movie where, you know, obviously we're mourning Chadwick's loss, and in the film it'll be T'Challa, of course. But like it'd be cool if they built it up in the film to make us think it'll be one person. Like it's like, oh look, it's gonna be Nakia, or look, it's gonna be Shuri. So the whole movie, like, okay, we got it, we're ready. And then it flips. Like, you know, it's like, oh, you thought it'd be Shuri? Well, it's Nakia. Oh, you thought it'd be Nakia? It's Okoye. Oh, you thought it was Okoye? Well, it's M'Baku or some shit. Like, we got no idea.
It would be cool if they flipped it and gave us multiple Black Panthers, since, you know, anybody can eat that flower, right? We had essentially 2 of them at the end of the original when he fought Killmonger. Why can't they have multiple Black Panthers? That would be interesting. That would be something nobody's expecting.
Yeah, that's very true. I'd be interested to see what that would serve in a narrative, though, because that's the thing. Like, this is still a film; it's a fictional story. There's writers writing this.
Well, I
Like,
think that would go back to your point. Like, well, it's like Black Panther's bigger than just one person. It's what Wakanda needs. So maybe multiple people could, you know, I don't know. I'm just throwing out ideas here.
yeah, no, it would still be interesting. Well, and as I was kind of thinking about what comics you could read to kind of prepare yourself for this film, I more so was thinking on, you know, comics that you could read to prepare for Namor, and, you know, kind of what, you know, they've changed his culture and stuff, obviously, for the film, which is great. But you can kind of see the basis of, you know, what that representation might look like, who Namor is personality wise and as a character. So, you know, and they're old comics, but reading the original Fantastic Four, that's a quick way to just be like, that's Namor. Like, that's the little shit that's Namor that we love. That's our guy.
I'm so excited for Namor, but that actually makes me miss Chadwick Boseman even more, because Namor and T'Challa's rivalry in the comics is like legendary, and I'm sad we will never get that on the big screen with T'Challa. I'm sure they will pass it on to the new Black Panther, whoever it may be, but I will always be a little sad we don't get that traditional rivalry between the two.
Yeah. No, I agree. I don't know. Now that you said that, though, I feel like it should be Okoye more, because I feel like she would represent a rivalry like that better. Because I mean, that's the thing too, is that in the last film, the first film, we didn't get a lot of Nakia. I don't think we didn't really get enough of her for me to really, like, now at least say I understand that character. You know, she was kind of just, she's tough. She can handle herself. She's intelligent. She really liked T'Challa. I mean, that's all I got.
No, I agree. And I just love Denai Guerrera as well. I would love to see her be leading the face of that franchise moving forward. Just getting that leading A-list starring role. She deserves it. She is such a badass. She's awesome.
Yeah, and she's a strong enough actress to lead it if she decided to sign that contract. And she's also, I think she'd be easier to get for that than Lupita, because Lupita is such a big actress, and she gets called to all these, you know, not that Denai doesn't either, but like, she has historically gone called to all these big dramatic roles and takes them.
Yep.
So I wonder if, you know, they couldn't even get her, because like you said, whoever they cast as Black Panther is going to be Black Panther going forward until whatever.
Yep. Yeah, it's interesting though. I never really thought of her name until you mentioned it. Now I really want to see that.
Oh, we're here for it. Neighborhood. That's our Black Panther. Next question. One person that not a lot of people are talking about yet, I've seen some, but kind of died down a bit, that I believe we're supposed to see in Wakanda Forever, but we'll be getting her own show, is Ironheart. So Ironheart is supposed to get her own series next year. I don't know her that well, but I'm really excited to see her kind of, you know, replace, you know, Tony Stark's role, but also make her own role, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I agree. I assume she's going to be of Wakandan origin if she's going to show up in Wakanda Forever, which is cool. Like, seeing her make her own little iron suit from Wakandan technology. So it'd be even more resilient and awesome. I don't know if is she really going to replace Tony? Or, I mean, she'll be her own thing. I think, Don Cheadle's still in the picture. He's getting Armor Wars. So we're going to have multiple Iron Men type figures, I think.
Yeah. I think, definitely less replacing him, but also the thing is we don't really need to replace Tony Stark, because here's the thing, people since Endgame released, everybody's like, well, who's a new leader of the MCU? And right now you can argue all day if you want to pick somebody, but there is no true leader. There's not even an Avengers team. Like, I believe Kevin Feige himself even said that, like, that's not
The
a thing
Avengers is
right
gone.
now.
Yeah.
Right. Like, they're still trying to figure, they're essentially back to where they started, where they have all these individual stories, and it's even at a bigger scale, double or even triple what the first phase started out with. So they have to take extra time to put them together, and then, find another way to kind of bring them together in ways that I think we're going to be surprised by.
I agree. And I don't think anyone could really replace Iron Man as played by Robert Downey Jr. either. Although I think Doctor Strange serves the role as kind of the I am smarter and more intelligent and kind of like, I think I'm better than the rest of you kind of attitude Tony Stark
being
had,
a
at least at
dick.
the beginning. Yeah.
So he can be the dick of the group.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
I am too, because I think he does that really well.
Yeah, but I will say, it's kind of like, everybody's like, wow, Tony Stark is, everybody loved him and all of that in the MCU, right? But now I feel like that kind of level of love for one character has shifted to Wanda, Scarlet Witch, which surprised me how much that's gotten people's. Yeah, like, people are like you, like, heavy breathing, like, oh my God, Wanda. And I'm like, if you asked me 10 years ago if she'd be the biggest face of the MCU right now, I'd be like, what the fuck are you saying? But
Well,
I will tell you she is.
I agree. And I'll tell you right now, when she was introduced in Age of Ultron, I didn't have really any love for the character, but she grew on me so much. And WandaVision is truly, I think, still my favorite thing the MCU ever did, because of how different and creative it was. And it really let her and Paul Bettany shine. And again, Catherine Hahn in anything is just adds like 10 points in my book. But I mean, that show was fantastic. And I just want to see so much more of Wanda after that. And Multiverse of Madness didn't satisfy my cravings for Wanda. That's not how I wanted to see her. So I really do hope the rumors of a Scarlet Witch solo film being on the slate is true, and they announce it sooner rather than later.
She's not gone. I loved her in that film, actually, because I loved that it seemed like they did find a good balance for what the situation was between full evil versus her actual intentions, and they did a good job showing it. But also, like, there were lines of that film where she said certain things, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe she said that. Like, that's horrible. But I had this shit-eating grin like I do now because it was just so fucking funny. I was like, oh, people can just say these things in these films now. Great.
Yeah, no, she's great. I love her. And if they want to give her a leading role in the next iteration of whatever the Avengers becomes, I'm all for it.
I think everybody is. But either way, I'm excited to see what Ironheart comes through with. I'm excited to see the actress that plays her, seeing how she does, how she grows.
Now, do you think she's... I'm sorry. Do you think she and, like, because they are clearly casting all these younger superheroes as well, are they building up to Young Avengers with Ironheart? And
they've been building up. They've been building up, and I'm here like, you've already done most of it.
Just announce the movie. Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Which actually, I'm glad you brought up Young Avengers, because I'm going to talk about them more in a second. But for those of you that don't know Ironheart, kind of like I don't know her as well as I'd like to, Brian Michael Bendis' Invincible Iron Man apparently is a very great run to read that really introduces her character and such. So I'm excited to dig into that. And Chris says Ironheart has a cool villain. Ooh, I don't know what the villain is. Who's the villain?
Is this the Hood, Chris? I thought it was the Hood.
Oh, yeah. See, I read that and I was like, is that name serious?
Yeah.
I was
But
like, that's a choice.
I mean, if Chris is saying it's a cool villain, I'm all in. I want to learn more about it because
Yeah.
I trust that dude's opinion.
It's true. This is true. I'm not sure how much I trust the impact of this film because they're hyping this film up like crazy. But we'll talk about it in a second. He said the Hood played by Anthony Ramos. Yeah, I do like Anthony Ramos. Ramos? How do you say his last name? I'm butchering it. It's Ramos or Ramos, but he's
I would
fantastic.
pronounce it Ramos, but I'm not
Okay.
the.
Well, you're another Anthony, so I'm gonna pretend you're right. But the next thing they announced was Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. So that's coming out in February. So of course they're hyping it up because it's coming out very soon. But
I'm actually surprised they didn't drop that trailer online because of how soon it's coming.
Well, I mean, it's September. They're going to drop that in December, Anthony. Don't you know how Marvel works?
I mean, that's how they're working nowadays. I didn't really think the trailers used to be that close to release date back during the first 3 phases. But what do I know?
You know, maybe we'll get it in November or so, like with the holiday commercials and stuff. But I would assume to see it then. But I'm excited for this film, not because I care about Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'm sorry, Ant-Man and the Wasp fans. Those movies are like to me. They're not bad, but they're just mediocre to me. So I'm excited for this because of Kang. Kang the Conqueror is my dude.
Yeah, me too. And I mean, the trailer description. Did you read the trailer description from D23?
I don't think so.
Where Kang confronts them and he's like, "Have I killed you before?" He just asks them, "Have I killed you before?" Like, that's so badass. Like, I think it's an interesting choice to have Kang on the big screen for the first time in an Ant-Man movie, because because we have to remember general audiences are not watching all of the shows like we are. So this will be the introduction to him for a lot of people. I just find it an odd choice to introduce him in Ant-Man of all superheroes.
I think the interesting thing is that Marvel doesn't go, we're going to only introduce people in the big team up films or whatever. We can introduce them wherever we want that makes sense to them, right?
Oh,
and
yes.
I love that actually. Because especially one of my biggest criticisms of the Infinity Saga is that we got Thanos for 2 films and that was it. And end credit here or there. And if you know Thanos, which again, general audiences don't, which is fine, but I'm a comic fan, Thanos is bigger than that. And I have other complaints with how they used him, but he's huge. You should have at least put him in like 4 or 5 of those films. And they didn't. They wasted him, in my opinion. So the fact that we're getting Kang already and that we know it's building up like 3 years, 5 years from now for the big Avengers films involving Kang, I'm actually very happy to see that, even though I don't care for the Ant-Man films, because we need this.
I agree 100%. I'm happy to see him so early too. It's less about them introducing him so early on the big screen, as much as where they're introducing him. Just because Ant-Man has not been a moneymaker like a lot of the other superheroes have been. I just find him an odd choice for an Ant-Man film compared to like if they introduced him in another, I don't know, Doctor Strange film or something. I don't know.
Well, Doctor Strange, the second one, really only did well because it was a multiverse and Wanda. That is not because of Doctor Strange's name. Like, if you had told me that a Doctor Strange film would make the money Multiverse of Madness made like 10 years ago, I'd be like, no, like nobody knows Doctor Strange enough. And like, you know, I like Doctor Strange. I really care for him in the MCU, but I'm not Benedict Cumberbatch fan. Don't come for me. But
Chris is coming in here with some hot takes.
Ant-Man 1 is on par with Iron Man 1 for me. I said what I said. I mean, neither one are up there for me, so that's fine by me. That's fine by me. I mean, Iron Man 1 I respect because it was the thing that started it all, and it does have good qualities, but like it's not like one of my top 5 by any measure. So
I think it's still in my top 5.
I feel like this is just because you're a Robert Downey Jr. guy, like so many other people. It's like, I don't really like Tony, but Robert Downey playing him, he's great.
Maybe.
And that's valid. He's a great actor, Robert Downey, so I don't blame you at all.
I mean, but now it's so hard for me to even separate the identity of Tony from Robert Downey.
That is the hard thing. That is the hard thing with these roles. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. This is the most excited I've ever been to see an Ant-Man film because I love Kang. He's one of my favorite villains. The reason I was so excited when you brought, oh, I'm sorry, what?
I was gonna say the reason I'm excited is the alleged bigger role for Casey Lang.
Oh, I don't think I know anything about this.
Isn't that
for
his
Cassie?
daughter? Cassie.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You mean her becoming Stature for the Young Avengers? I think yes, correct. Yes, I do know. Yes. And that's kind of what I was jumping at is that the Young Avengers are coming. We already have Kate Bishop. She's part of it. We've had America Chavez briefly in Multiverse of Madness. We've had Patria on Falcon and Winter Soldier. We have Loki and his other version. So Kid Loki can come from that, which is interesting. And then, we'll have Cassie hopefully after this. And I just need the team together, guys. I'm waiting, but I'm going to wait 10 years apparently.
I don't know. I bet that's one of the unannounced Phase 5 films.
I sure hope so. I want to say hi real quick to Cookie. Cookie's here. What's up, Cookie? I'm so glad you made it.
Hi, Cookie.
And I like this point you make. Moneymaker or not, Ant-Man movies end up being important to the overall, which I think that's why they're working. That's why we keep getting them, because even if they're just kind of, middle for money and middle for critics or whatever, they always find a way connected to something. Like it's where they're throwing a lot of their sciencey stuff. So
I mean, a movie called Quantumania, is going to be important to the multiverse anyway. So that makes sense for Kang. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Not wrong.
But anyways, if you are interested, I basically recommend comics that are Kang related. So there was a Kang the Conqueror limited series like last year, I think. I picked it up. I loved it. I would highly recommend reading that. It's like 5 issues. It's great though. And then reading Young Avengers. That'll give you an intro to Kang via Iron Lad. If you don't know who that is, you should go find out. It's very interesting. And then if you want more Ant-Man and the Wasp stuff, a lot of that comes from Ant-Man and the Wasp by Mark Waid. So that's super exciting. And I think, Anthony, you might have some feelings about this next one. I'm not sure, but they announced a Werewolf by Night movie coming to Disney Plus in a couple weeks.
I'm super excited about that. I'm all about spooky season, all about those old Universal monsters. So to finally get I'm happy Marvel's diving into this more magical section of the universe, not just the space sci-fi section, but to get a period black and white Universal monster-esque movie in the Marvel universe. I am so psyched. And the trailer I was hyped by. It looks awesome. And Man-Thing's going to be in it. And who isn't a Man-Thing fan? Man-Thing looked amazing too.
Yeah, I was really surprised to see this announcement, but happily so, because to me, even if you're not into this kind of stuff, like the black and white old school horror films, this is such a good sign because it's showing that Marvel is willing to make very new and creative things, and they're continuing to do so. Because I know for WandaVision, a lot of people are like, well, we're never getting anything creative like this again. And now look at this. We're getting a black and white horror style film on Disney Plus done by Marvel. Why? Because they decided to. I just think that's so cool. So yeah, I'm super excited.
And it hints at we all assume they're going to get to Midnight Suns eventually, which, this just lends credence to that idea by introducing the Werewolf by Night and Man-Thing. Blade could easily pop up here in a cameo. We don't know what surprises they have in store. So I'm super psyched for this. I love that Marvel is giving us a Halloween special and a holiday special later in the year with the Guardians. I think it's so cool. They're branching out. I can't wait.
They're doing a lot of great stuff. And I like that you mentioned the Blade cameo, because I wouldn't be surprised, now that you mention it, that if they do that, they just sneak it in there somewhere. And then, November, December, we get more, a little teaser or something for Blade because of it. That would just be very smart. So, I'm excited.
Blade is slated for next year, right? Or 2024?
I think so. I'm not sure. I don't know. Does anybody in the chat know? Let us know if you know. When Blade is coming out. Do we have an official release date on that? I think we do. I just don't remember which year it is.
Yeah.
Chris said amen to everything you said, Anthony. Great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
But yeah, I'm excited because I'm not a horror movie person, but if I do watch horror movies, I like the older ones because they're less jump scary and they're more like psychological or, things like that. So I'm going to watch this. This looks great. And I'm more of a Swampy Boy fan, like Swamp Thing from DC, but I'm trying to get into Man Thing. So I think this will be a great way to get my toes wet.
I always loved Man Thing's design. And to your point, I think this is going to be less scary and more campy, like those old black and white movies. And I'm all for some good old-fashioned camp.
Yeah, me too. Chris said Blade starts filming next month, so it's likely next year around this time. Perfect. See, we're gonna get a teaser after this.
I cannot wait. I love Blade.
I'm very excited that they're bringing him back and who they cast as him. I don't really think there's any way that can go wrong unless they do. So don't do it, Marvel. Do it right. What are some other announcements? Because I know we've got quite a few more things that were announced there. I don't know if we wanted to take the time to go through every single one. So I wanted to know, were there any other announcements you wanted to talk about?
How about we talk about the big non-announcement in the room? And that's Fantastic Four.
Yes. Fantastic Four is supposed to come out November 8th, 2024. They announced the director. But like we don't know anything else like about the cast.
He directed WandaVision, which is awesome because we both just expressed our love for WandaVision.
Yeah, that's true. I think that does help. I do remember seeing that and I was like, oh, that's what that guy's done? Cool. Like that's a good start because the Fantastic Four kind of have similar elements, I think, visually and narratively to WandaVision in a weird way. Just with the creativity and the goofiness and anyways, I think that can work.
So I have to ask you, because they didn't announce a cast, who's your fan cast?
I don't really have one, to be fair. I don't like to fan cast lately because then I feel like we unintentionally get our hopes up and then we're disappointed no matter who we get if it's not them. Even if they're still good, we're now disappointed because it's not who we dreamed up. I don't know. I mean, I've grown fond of the casting choice for Sue Storm to be Jodie Comer. I know that sounds crazy, but like I think it would be really cool to see her add some edge to Sue Storm as a character because I watched her Killing Eve and stuff. I know the role she plays, but I've also seen her in, what was it, Free Guy or something with Ryan Reynolds. So I've seen she can do anything. And I think she could add some nuance to Sue Storm's character that we haven't ever gotten. Maybe even outside the comics, or even in the comics. I don't think we've gotten as much nuance with her as we could. And also, I thought about it and I was like, her next to Namor and the tension they could create. Need it. I need it right now.
I'm for it. I've grown to love that casting too. I hope that's true. I mean, Krasinski's up in the air, right? No one knows if he's coming back or not.
Yeah.
My fan casting for Reed, though, has always been Rahul Kohli. Is that how you pronounce his name? From Midnight Mass and Bly Manor. He looks the part. It would bring some diversity to Marvel, and he's just a fantastic actor. He's a fantastic actor.
I feel like this is so mean to Reed Richards as a character. I feel like the actor you just suggested, I feel like he's too attractive to be Reed. I feel like he's too attractive. It's like, why would I want to leave that for Namor? I mean, yeah, like Namor's still hot as hell, but I don't know. Maybe that could work. Maybe it'd add more tension. I don't know.
I want to see Joe Keery as Johnny Storm, right? Joe Keery from Stranger Things would be really good. And I know Chris and our friends like Nico are going to hate me for this, but I'm okay with the rumored Seth Rogen as a thing. And I'll tell you why. Comedy actors can often really make the jump to something less serious if given the opportunity. Look at Steve Carell now as a dramatic actor, and he's fantastic. And it's not like Fantastic Four is a big old drama, right? It's still funny elements. I think Seth Rogen could pull it off. I'm sorry, Chris. I'm sorry.
Don't you do it. I'm sorry, Chris. I couldn't stop him.
Also, I think Fantastic Four is the next place we could see Agatha pop up. You guys remember she was nanny to Franklin Richards in Fantastic Four back in the 70s. I think, could be an interesting place for it to show up again.
Yeah, Eric was saying some other examples. I think of comedic actors doing dramatic roles: Jim Carrey, Robin Williams. Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
A lot of times, especially really strong comedic actors that are consistently strong, they don't just have one good movie or two and then it drops. They consistently have good films. They have good range. I mean, comedy is hard as hell. I feel like people don't recognize or respect comedy actors as much because comedy is hard as hell. Do you know how hard it is to make people laugh and make like 200 different people with different types of humor laugh?
Right.
That's so much harder, I would argue, in a lot of ways than, just being dramatic and, doing a Shakespearean play, which so many people can do. You're just trained and you do it and you're done, doing a tragedy. Comedy is so hard.
Comedy, you have to think on your feet a lot. It's why Chris hits me where it hurts as revenge because he knows I hate Adam Sandler.
I am all for, as much as I'd love to see like Jerry Comer play Sue Storm or whatever, I'm all for people I don't know playing the Fantastic Four. Because here's the thing, at the end of the day, and this is also how I feel with the Seth Rogen thing. I'm not the biggest fan of Seth Rogen playing the Thing. However, here's the thing. If Marvel, for some reason, auditions like 200 plus people or whatever they do, and they still land on that guy as a Thing, and they've already fucked up the Fantastic Four 3 times, and they know they cannot fuck it up again, but they still cast that guy, there's a reason for it, whether I like it or not. So if they're wrong, I'll call them out when it comes out. But if he does get cast, there's a reason for it.
I would just point to how every time, like, I'd point to when Heath Ledger was cast as the Joker on DC back in the day. No one thought he could do it. Oh, this guy, the guy from Brokeback Mountain, is playing the Joker, and then everyone turned out to love him. Sometimes it's the people we can't envision in the role, but the studio sees, and they turn out great. So I'm not closing my mind off to Seth Rogen. That's all I'm saying. Sorry, Chris.
I would the same.
I would close my mind off to Adam Sandler, though. Just saying.
I mean, he does. That's kind of what I am too. Again, like, I'm gonna give him a shot, and then if it's wrong, or let's say I do hate it. Let's say I'm like, fuck Seth Rogen, I never wanted to play him, but then they prove me wrong. I'll be mad, but also be happy because at least we got a good Fantastic Four. Like, my father has almost all of the original Fantastic Four run except 1 through 3. Those are the only issues he's missing out. 300 something. He is dying for a good Fantastic Four, and at this point, that is all I want Fantastic Four fans to have is a phenomenal Fantastic Four in the MCU. Like, y'all deserve it. I don't know how we're getting it, but you guys deserve it.
I think. Yeah, no, I agree. And I like that Marvel's taking their time because they want to get this right. Like, they're not rushing to announce anything they're taking their time. Make it right. That's the most important thing.
Right, exactly. So other quick ones. I know everybody has thoughts on these, but I don't want to take too much time on them because there's so much discourse already. Echo is coming out next year on Disney Plus. You can read Daredevil Echo for her first appearance. You definitely should. I've seen a lot of sites talking about you should read the recent Echo Phoenix book or something, which I did read and it was enjoyable. But I don't think that's going to prepare you for the Echo show because I don't think she's getting the Phoenix Force. But still a good read. So, like, if you want to read it. But, like, I do not expect the Phoenix Force in her show. Please, God. And if they do it, I'm going to riot. That will cause me to riot.
I was about to say it would be a good way to differentiate themselves from, 2 failed Dark Phoenixes?
No, but the Phoenix belongs with the X-Men. I'm tired. No one else gets the Phoenix.
I agree.
That's my line. Whereas, like, some people, Seth Rogen as the Thing is their line. The Phoenix going anywhere but the X-Men is my line. Daredevil Born Again, of course, they talked more about that. Hopefully next year, might be 2024. I don't know. I don't count on much. They just say things. You all know what to read. You're all Daredevil nerds. I know we're all talking about this, Man, listen, Charlie Cox showed up to D23 and like baggy khakis and a baggy shirt, his shirt half tucked in, and I was still like, oh, this man is so hot. Like, I hate myself. But that's all he has to do is show up like that, and we're all like, oh, this man, like, what the hell? They talked about Captain America New World Order as well. That comes out in 2024. You can read Captain America Sam Wilson by Nick Spencer to be more versed on Sam Wilson being Captain America, things like that.
We should mention that Tim Blake Nelson is coming back after all these years as the leader.
Yeah!
That's pretty cool.
That's crazy that they wanted to bring him back and two were able to. Like, I really like that they're not afraid to latch onto the older stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too. That's great. I'm curious to see, will the Hulk maybe get a cameo in this movie since it's one of his villains, traditional villains?
He might. I mean, yeah, they're still just throwing the Hulk around. That's one thing I feel bad for too in the MCU is Hulk fans. Man, they just throw Bruce Banner around left and right. Like, that's one thing I feel kind of bad, but it's like, just stand She-Hulk at this point, guys. You can love Bruce, but like, follow She-Hulk, okay?
I mean, Bruce is off in space again. Who knows what's going on there?
God, fuck's sake. Like, I'm glad I'm not Bruce Stan. Yeah, Charlie Cox did need to visit She-Hulk's Taylor, but also he can just visit me. I'm sure we could figure something out. So
I think we found a role for maybe we should make him the tailor in the neighborhood.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Except I don't know. Anyway, speaking of older things, Thunderbolts was announced, obviously, but they actually announced the full team. So you've got Yelena leading it, which is great, but also why are her and Kate Bishop not getting a show yet? I'm tired. Like, their
why are they not getting a
explosive
buddy cop movie together? Like,
literally.
Yeah.
Literally, their chemistry is just so good. Whether you see them romantically or just friends, it doesn't matter. Their chemistry is off the charts. Like, my God, Marvel. Like, I know you've got things planned, but speed this one up.
Agreed.
But Yelena's leading the team. You've got, what's the guy's name? Red Guardian, I think, from Black Widow. You've got Ghost from Ant-Man the Wasp, the second film in that. Who else do we have? We've got Bucky, Winter Soldier. And there's like two other people I'm forgetting.
We've got what's his name from Falcon and the Winter Soldier? The Cap, the fake Cap. What's his?
Yeah. Oh my God. Why can't I remember his name? I feel bad. I know his name. I'm sorry, dude, but I hate him anyway. So, like, am I really upset about it?
And we got Taskmaster.
Taskmaster. That's right. And of course, people still have feelings about that Taskmaster, which is fine. But like, just please, guys.
And we have Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who I love, coming back as Valentina.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah.
But roster, I know, and I won't sit in long on it because I know everyone said their piece, but the roster doesn't do it for me. It's a lot of people with similar abilities rather than a nice, diverse roster. But yeah. I'm open to it. I'm excited. It has actors I love in it, so we'll see what they do.
I think what's interesting is if you look at the casting for it, there's some more serious characters, but there's also a lot of comedy in there. Like Bucky was he's still more serious at times, but he had some more comedy in Falcon Winter Soldier. Yelena is a serious character, but is hysterical. Like on Hawkeye, I was losing my shit every time. And you've got Red Guardian from Black Widow, who was pretty funny. So yeah, I think it's gonna be very fun. It's not something I would have put together, obviously, but I think that's what I like about it is that it took me off guard and I was like, oh, like I would have done that, but like, okay, there's something there.
Yeah, I mean, it's very clear. This is going to be the MCU's version of the Suicide Squad, like this team, and I'm all for that. Like different personalities, and yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
even if I would have picked a different roster, but sorry.
Well, I'm interested to see. No, you're fine. I'm just interested to see if they're going to have Baron Zemo actually show up to be leading it, like if he's like in control of them all or behind the scenes, because in the original comics, he's the one leading it, and he's not done after Falcon Winter Soldier. Right. He's not gone, so like he could very easily still show up there and become more prominent.
And a lot of people did assume he would be in this when they first heard this announcement before they announced who the cast would be. So I'm surprised. Yeah. I think he's going to be involved in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I think they're keeping us on our toes. They're like, you can be kind of right, but no, we're not giving you that yet. That's too easy. Like,
yep.
And the last thing they talked about, which I'm very excited about, I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm very excited, was the Marvels. So they didn't do much other than just like talk about it and have the main leading cast up there. But I'm still super excited because all these actors alone are so strong. Like, you know, Miss Marvel was a great show. The lead for that, Iman, she's fantastic. Brie Larson, I know other people don't like her, kick bricks, because I like her.
I love her.
Sorry.
And I feel bad. I feel bad. She thinks so many people hate her too.
Well, she did get a lot of it. You know, she took a lot of the brunt of it because, I mean, so I was actually looking, I have this poster right here, this canvas, and it has all of the Marvel women up until like maybe Infinity War, I think. And I'm looking at it, and there's only one of them that had their own leading film up in this point, and it was Captain Marvel, who's at the top of the poster I'm talking about. That's it. All these women were in the MCU, but only one of them got a leading title film that was her own, and it was Captain Marvel. And so, of course, she, you know, got the brunt of the hate, which sucks. But yeah, I mean, it's just whether you like the film or not, Brie Larson doesn't deserve that hate. Take a nap. Like, I'm tired. But I think she's great. I love her and her other stuff too. She's a strong actress. Teyonah Parris, who was on WandaVision, of course, as Blanca Rambeau. Oh my God, she's so good. Like, this cast is just so good, and it sounds like it's going to be a very fun film. The synopsis is kind of confusing, but it sounds like almost like a Freaky Friday kind of situation where they're like switching bodies or something. I don't know, but I'm in.
I'm excited. I'm very excited. I can't wait to see the scenes with the three of them together, to see how they play off one another. Because not only are they strong actresses, they're such different characters as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun, especially with Kamala Khan being such a fangirl. Like, it's going to be hilarious to see.
Oh my gosh. Well, and it's so fun because Iman's like the same way. Like, I was watching a clip of like behind the scenes D23, and the interviewer was like, so who'd you get to meet? And she goes, oh my God, I met Harrison Ford, and I met this person, and I met this person, and like she's genuinely that excited. And I fucking love that. Like, that's the kind of person I want playing these roles, are people that not only can become their characters as they act, but they actually do fit them well and are excited to be these characters. You know, like, damn.
I agree. So Marvel, DC, if you're listening, there are a bunch of people in this chat, and the two of us who would embody that side of.
Who would you cast yourself as, Anthony? If you were in Marvel or DC, you can pick. Who would you cast yourself to be?
Who would I cast myself as? I'd want to play a villain.
Oh, okay. Well, what villain?
I don't know, but I'd want to be a villain. I mean, ideally, you know, I'd love to be Batman one day, but I mean, come on.
No, I see Lex Luthor vibes right now. I don't know about you. I see Lex Luthor vibes.
I'd do it. I'd 100% love to play Lex Luthor in the power suit. President Lex Luthor. In the power suit.
I'm sorry. You need your title.
Who would you cast yourself as?
Oh, I have no idea, honestly. I mean, I think I would like to, if I was an actor and I could do it, I would like to play Laura Kinney as Wolverine. That would be a really fun role to kind of sink myself into and get lost in. I think I'm pushing the age for that though, because I'm 27. But you know, I'll look young again. Just CGI, put makeup on me, whatever you need to do, guys. Like, let me know. I'm in. I'm so in. But those of you in the chat, I'd be interested to hear what you guys think. Who would you cast us to play in a Marvel or DC film? Let us know who you'd see Anthony play and who you see me play, because I feel like sometimes we don't always have the best perceptions of ourselves.
100%. But before you guys say anything, Chris, I just want to say sorry about my Seth Rogen comments. I didn't mean it.
He didn't mean it. He suddenly kind of likes Adam Sandler. Kind of. Oh my goodness. Well, anyways, so that was D23, guys.
We did forget one, if we just want to mention it real quick.
Which one did we forget?
Secret Invasion.
Yes, Secret Invasion. I'm actually excited for, because when I first started reading comics when I was in like middle school. That was around the time Secret Invasion came out. So I actually still have some of those, like New Avengers Secret Invasion comics. So I'm really excited to see what they do with it, because there's no way they're gonna, keep it close to the comics. And the thing is, they don't have to, because the way the story is itself is it can go in 200 different directions. There's no right or wrong way to go.
Yep. Yeah, I'm excited. And the cast they added to this show. I mean, Olivia Colman and Daenerys from Game of Thrones, Emilia Clarke. So I can't wait to see them join the MCU and see what kind of futures they have in the universe.
Yeah, it's crazy how big the MCU is now. Like, it's like you do a big show on HBO and then you go to Marvel, guys. That's your dream now. And you stay away from DC films. Don't touch them. Not until they stop doing mergers and shit. God damn. Like, oh,
don't get me started. That's a topic for another time. And
that'll be a topic for another time. I think it's time to switch to a more fun and chaotic topic. Thirsting over superheroes, because we obviously didn't do this enough earlier. So here's how this is going to work. I wanted to show you guys a list or two that another site has made about the hottest comic book characters. And I want to judge it with Anthony here, and you guys are free to judge it as well. And then we're going to show you our top 20 lists. So you can judge us and how terrible we are. So feel free to play along, judge as much as you want. Feel free to add your picks. Doesn't matter to me. Anthony, whose list do you think will be more terrifying, mine or yours?
I want to say yours, but you're the host, so I'm going to be polite and say mine.
There's no politeness in horny jail. There's no politeness. All right, well, let me pull up this first list. So one thing that's interesting, if you try to look up hottest comic book characters lists, other than some questionable results, one of the things I noticed is that it's obviously most of them are separated by male and female. But I'm bi, so I was looking for a list that mixed both. I was like, just rank them, just throw whatever gender. I don't care. So I found one of those. And the good news is that, Anthony, it's your DC characters just for you.
Awesome.
So we're already off to a good start. But these are the 15 hottest DC Comics characters according to Fiction Horizon, written by Arthur S. Poe and published June 16th, 2022. So this is pretty recent. So I think we should just get started. I mean, maybe we'll start with number 15 being nice and easy. What the hell?
Deathstroke.
Number 15 is Deathstroke. Dude, should he be in here anywhere?
No, I disagree. He should not be here. I mean, I get, people like the bad guys, but, nope, get him out.
So they wrote, he is older than most characters on this list, but like George Clooney, he aged quite well and is completely understandable why we start off our list with him. It is not completely understandable, Arthur.
Now this one is.
Yes, next we have Killer Frost. I think that makes sense. That's valid.
I do too. Especially, I like a cold, icy woman.
All right, we get it. You're in the temperature play, Anthony. We're moving on. At number 13 is Batwoman. I think this is also a valid choice to have on this list.
Me too. I love Batwoman. Not as much as Batgirl, but we'll see if she makes the list.
Right? Chris said earlier, I missed it, said that Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke probably works for people. Just watch True Blood then, people. Go watch reruns. She's so cool. The Punisher strikes again. I appreciate that, Eric. Number 12 is Lex Luthor. Anthony, your character made the list.
I mean, I get it. That bald, intimidating, intelligence, I get it.
It does a lot to people. Alexander Joseph Luthor. That's his full name.
I did not know Joseph was his middle name, actually.
Oh my gosh. That's insane. Look at his little Superman toy. Like, what?
I mean, maybe he's into size play. Who knows?
At number 11, folks, is Hal Jordan. I don't like this choice. What do you think, though?
I get it. I mean, the cocky brashness, that does it for some people.
Does it do it for you, Anthony?
Yeah, I can see
All
it.
right. Okay, Tony Stark 2.0. Moving on. At number 10 is Wonder Woman. How is she this low? How is she 10?
Not to give away my list, but she's number 4 on my list.
How is she 10?
I don't get it.
Like, even so, like, out of like, if you put DC and Marvel together, I would still be like surprised, but it would make a little more sense. This is just DC. She should be in top 5 at least.
100%. I think she should be top 5 even when you combine them, but
right?
Between the lasso and the muscles, yeah, she should be definitely higher.
Fair. Well, see, so now how we're going to judge the rest of this list is they think that everybody above Wonder Woman is hotter than Wonder Woman. Are we
ready? They made this hard for themselves. I'm ready.
So they say that Poison Ivy is hotter than Wonder Woman. I love her, but I don't think she's hotter than Wonder Woman. What do you think?
She is number 2 on my list.
Oh, so you do think she's hotter than Wonder Woman. Okay. I see. It's the vines, isn't it? It's the vines.
It's the vines. It's the attitude. Always loved me some Poison Ivy.
I love this for you. Pamela Lillian Isley.
You know what?
Next we have... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, maybe I'm into Pam's. I was into Pam on The Office, too. So maybe it's the name that does it for me.
Damn. Pam. Maybe she'll dress up as Pam from The Office.
There you go.
Found it. At number 8 is Jon Stewart. So I'm actually happy to see him on this list, but I still can't put him above Wonder Woman. I can't do it.
No, neither can I. But happy he made the list, but I get Hal more than him. He's too serious.
What? Oh, no. I would just take Hal off the list and put John where Hal was. Batman only got to number 7. How do we feel about Batman being at number 7?
He should be higher. He's the GOAT, right? He's the greatest of all time in everything. His whole shtick is he pushed himself to be the pinnacle of what a man is, just with exercise and money. He should be higher than number 7.
I agree. Because, like, I know people get tired of Batman, but, like, he's hot. I don't care what anybody says.
Plus, how many, in his defense, too, how many other superheroes have gone full frontal in comics the way Batman did?
Oh, and it was still shadowed. It was still shadowed.
He has the confidence.
It was still shadowed. It wasn't. I need it in better lighting. Better lighting. But number 6 is Batgirl. Now,
Batgirl is on my list, but she's not higher than Wonder Woman.
Yes. See, I agree. But also, why did they use this picture? She looks like she's 16 here. And I like her better as Oracle. I would put Barbara Gordon Oracle at this. Like, yes.
Hard disagree.
Really?
Batgirl as Batgirl. I always liked her as Batgirl more than Oracle. And yeah, she looks young in this picture, but isn't this a Burnside year? She was in college here, so she was 18.
It's just nope. But it's fine. You know what? At least somebody's happy here. It's fine.
I still don't think she should be higher than Wonder Woman, though.
Okay. I agree with that. Superman is only number 5. Who the hell is above Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman?
I know. It's not a good list for the Trinity. Superman is super.
Right?
He is exactly what every guy wants to be, right? Plus there's the air of mystery for women there because he's an alien. You don't know what that genital region looks like. He should be higher on the list.
It's true. You're not wrong. At number 4 is Nightwing. So Nightwing apparently is hotter than Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman, according to Arthur here.
Disagree, but all I can think about is the Harley Quinn season 3 when they comment on his ass every time he comes on screen.
Yeah, that's from the comics.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what everybody does. It's his ass. At number 3 is Harley Quinn. So according to this list, Harley Quinn is hotter than Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman.
Harley Quinn is my number 3. So me and the list match exactly right here.
Oh wow, that's a first. Okay, I see you. Did you and Arthur like talk a little bit? At number 2 is Raven from the Teen Titans, which surprised the shit out of me.
I mean, okay, but she should not be this high.
Well, I was like, if you're putting the Teen Titans on here, I would put Starfire above her, but whatever.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but at the same time, I get it. She has that dark mystery about her, so I'm okay. I'm okay with her being on the list, but not this high.
Yeah, it's crazy. At number 1 though is Catwoman.
Of course, the whips, the leather, the mask. Catwoman has to be number 1, and she is also number 1 on my list. I have a thing for the Gotham City Sirens. I want that movie. I want that movie, and she's number 1 on my list.
Damn, well, this list exposed like half your list. I love this for you. I still don't think she's hotter than Wonder Woman, but like, I get it. Like, if you're into leather and whips that much, that would change it, you know?
I mean, they're both in my top 5, so.
That's all that matters. It's Anthony's top 5. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being great, 1 being garbage, what would you rate the list we just looked at in terms of accuracy and what you agreed with?
Well, I agreed with 2 of the spots.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple people made I'm going to give it a 5.
A 5?
A 5, because I did agree with some of the people on the list, just not where they were positioned.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can see that. Eric says no Huntress on this list, so I'm guessing it's a negative 10 for Eric.
That is a big oversight, and no Black Canary.
Right, where the hell is Black Canary? How do you forget her?
Yep.
Yeah. So I will say on other lists I did look at, there was Huntress on them, and she was pretty high on some other lists I found, which is cool. We just don't have the time to go over them today, unfortunately, because we still have to show off our lists and, let you guys judge the hell out of us. Eric said 5 was his number as well. There you go. You guys see eye to eye.
There you go. Love it, Eric.
All right. So, Anthony, do you want me to start sharing my list first, or do you want to start?
You can start first.
All right. So I'm going to go through 20 through 15 real quick. All right. And I'm just going to read out as I wrote it on a list here. So at number 20 is Black Cat from Marvel. She stole my heart along with any jewels I had. I think it's fair she's on the list because she's hot. Like she's in my 20 through 15 as well. We're simpatico here. Let's go. Well, you're gonna hate me here because at number 19 is Catwoman. Because if she's not on this list, is it really a list of hot comic book characters?
19.
You haven't heard the rest of my list.
Okay. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Anthony's like, I'm gonna block Lauren after this show.
Guys, it's been great. You'll never hear from me again.
We're closing up the neighborhood. At number 18 is Sam Wilson. Wings are allowed in the bedroom. That was a very important note I made. At number 17 is Steve Rogers. Now, the funny thing about Steve is that as I was making this list, he started out at like number 11. Then he got booted to 13, then 14, then 16, and finally he got booted all the way to 17. He just kept getting pushed back the more I made this list.
But Lauren, that's America's ass.
I know, but like he was so respectful. Each time I said, look, Steve, I'm sorry, man. I have to ask you to go further back in line. He would just understand. He was such a gentleman, and that's why he made it to 17. If wings are allowed, I'm picking Hawk Girl then. You know what? That's valid, Eric. Pick Hawk Girl. Just watch out for Hawk Man.
Eric, Hawk Girl is in my top 20 as well.
Oh my God. Okay. I got 2 more to say, and then Anthony's gonna go. Number 16, I said T'Challa. I love when I can make a king kneel before me. Don't worry about it.
I like that.
And then you'll like this one. At number 15 is She-Hulk, because I'm begging her to carry me. Please, please, please.
I'm not going to reveal where She-Hulk is on my list yet.
Well, you got 20 through 15 to reveal on your list to us.
So 20, I agree with you. It is Black Cat. So 2 cats on either end of my 20 list. My list of 20. Then we have Rogue. I'd risk it. That gray stripe. That gray stripe does wonders for me. I love her. Starfire. We talked about her on that list. She was absent from that list, but she made my list. That costume, yes. We also have another. We also have another ex-woman in my bottom 5, but top 20 here, and that's Phoenix. Bring that flame to the bedroom.
You said, please eat me alive. Universal force. I don't need to live.
And then Batwoman would round out my
I like that she made your list. That's awesome.
Yeah, of course. I love her. So there's my bottom 5.
I can't say I don't like your bottom 5. Like, even if that wasn't my bottom 5, that's a great bottom 5.
I mean, let's face it, right? These are our top 20 lists. There are thousands of comic book characters.
Oh my God.
So these are the elite, even if they're at the bottom of our list.
It's true. All right. So continuing my list, 14 through 10. At number 14 is Martian Manhunter. And I'm not proud of what my comment was, but my comment for him. No. See, people say that, and I'm like, damn, I really didn't think that, because my first thought was violate my mind, please. I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of it. At number 13, so I'm going to warn you, this is where I start cheating on my list. Full disclosure. At number 13, I put Superman and Batman because they are husbands, Your Honor. So they go together. And then, continuing this trend at number 12, I put Captain Marvel and Spider-Woman because they are wives, Your Honor. Please. Please. I can't split them up. And then, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on this pairing, Anthony, because they are not wives, but I put them together because they both match my comment. At number 11, I put Emma Frost and Poison Ivy because they make everyone a whole.
Okay. You know what? I'm for that. I like that.
Eric, I'm catching up. John only does that consensually. He has my consent. He has it. 100%. Let's see. Continuing my list. And number 10, again, another pairing that I only put together because it fits the comment. I put Elektra and Talia al Ghul because I like women that can kill me.
Oh man, now now I'm forgetting all these people, and my list is going to change in a moment. Okay. So is it my turn?
Yeah, I'm going to hide from the warden, apparently.
Okay. So I did 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. So my 15 is Black Widow. Black Widow.
That's a great choice.
Either Yelena or Natasha.
Yeah. The way your eyes dropped.
Number 14 is Spider-Gwen.
Ooh, interesting choice. All right.
Number 13 is Huntress.
Woohoo! Eric's going to throw a parade for you.
Number 12 is Hawkgirl.
Say it. I believe in you.
So number 11 originally went to Black Canary, but I forgot all about Emma Frost. So Emma Frost.
My gosh.
is taking Black Canary's spot.
You booted Black Canary off your entire list for Emma? Oh my god, are you a DC fan? Are you sure?
And I am booting Killer Frost for number 10 for Talia.
Woohoo! I changed your list for the better.
You
Black
did.
Canary, but...
you did. So there you go.
Live updates from Horny Jail. All right. Well, I feel bad because I'm just gonna already get out of the way so I can be blacklisted by Eric forever. Huntress is not on my list. It's not because she's not hot. It's because there's no room unless I put her with wives. So you know what? I will put her with the wives, and you will see how awkward it is when I do it. So at number 9 for me are Mystique and Destiny, and my only explanation was I'm horny. That's my explanation. That's it.
I forgot all about Mystique too.
At number 8, I put Swampy Boy. I love me some Swamp Thing. I love that guy.
Okay, I like it.
At number 7, I put Black Canary and Oracle because we have more wives, Your Honor, but I'm also going to add Huntress there so I can have all the birds of prey. You're welcome. If it's awkward, this is Eric's fault. And then at number 6, I put Wonder Woman because obviously Hello Thighs and a lasso.
I mean, that lasso.
I know. And I know she's not in top 5, but you're going to find out why. You will find out. All right. And do you want me to keep going?
You went to 5? I'll go.
Yeah. I did through 6.
Okay. I am sorry she is only at number 9.
Oh, no. Don't you dare.
Supergirl.
Get out! Get the hell out of here. Who are you?
Just above her at number 8, we're going with Batgirl. Not Oracle, Batgirl.
Jesus. We're going to have a talk about this. Not now, but one day. Because this dislike of Oracle is not acceptable.
Number 7, we're going for Scarlet Witch. Because, of course, she had to be on the list here.
Of course.
And number 6... Now, my number 5 and number 6 kept changing. So on a good day, she could be number 5. But right now, she's number 6.
Mm-hmm.
We have the mighty Thor, a.k.a. Jane Foster.
Yeah. Oh, she's so good. All right. So our Neighborhood Doctor major top 6. That's amazing. We should have a ceremony for her later. Even if she doesn't like it, I'm sorry. It's just going to happen. So... my top 5, I make no apologies for this, even if I should. My number 5 is Storm, because I'm on my knees whether she wants me to be or not. I know she's not all about being a queen lately in the comics, but, like, I'm sorry. I don't know what to do. Like, what else am I supposed to do?
I like it. I fully approve.
So good. She's so good. So this next one, this number 4. Okay, this is probably the most questionable on my whole list. Okay, but I worked really hard on this list, and I just, this is where they belong. So at number 4 is Man-Bat.
Whoa!
Man-Bat.
I like
it's the wings. It's the wings, guys.
Say no to wings. Don't say no to wings. Wings are not a deal breaker.
Yeah, they're not. Bring them. Bring the wings. But I'm not used to bring them in anyway. It's fine. My top three. At number 3 is Sarah Lance. And before you say she's not a comic book character, she's been in 2 comics. Therefore, she's number 3.
I approve.
Now,
I approve. She's a good one.
Yes. I don't need anybody's approval for that one. My top 2. I'm sure you guys can guess who are going to be my top 2, but the order may not be as guessable. So at number 2
Wait, I'm
At
gonna write
number
this.
2.
I'm gonna write it down because I think I have the order right. I don't want to.
Don't take notes, Anthony. No more evidence. At
Okay.
number 2, I put Nightcrawler. Now, before you guys attack me, and say, Lauren, how could you put him at number 2? It's only because Supergirl is number 1. I don't know what else you want from me. I don't know what to do. I couldn't cheat and combine them. I couldn't. I didn't let myself cheat there.
Okay. I mean, expected those top 2.
Did you expect Kurt to be first?
No, I wrote it down. Nightcrawler for 2 for you. I guessed it.
Oh. Nobody tell Lisa, because if she finds out about this, she's going to be like, you can't do the Simply Amazing pod anymore.
All right, my number 5. And again, she could switch with the Mighty Thor any day of the week. She-Hulk. She-Hulk made my top 5. And, credit to the TV show, I think, because I have not been able to get that twerking scene out of my mind. Number 4, and the highest good guy on the list, Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman.
Oh, all right. Absolutely valid.
Now, my top 3, I want this live action movie so bad. And I would love to star in it as, one of their hostages or something. I don't care. But
wait, you want to be the guy that gets choked by Harley's thighs in the Suicide Squad?
110%. Number 3, we have Harley Quinn. Number 2, Poison Ivy. And number 1, Catwoman.
I love this for you. Like, I love that your top 3 is just a team, essentially.
It's the Gotham City Sirens, and I need that movie.
I think we all do. We've been waiting a long time, but unfortunately, I don't think we'll see it anytime soon because DC can't get their shit together. Like, that's literally all that needs to happen.
This is a happy place. Let's not mention
it's
that
true.
right now.
I'm sorry, Anthony. You know what? You should be like the neighborhood mediator. Like when people start having bad vibes, you're the one that brings us back together.
The guy who got banned from Twitter 3 times? You want me to be the mediator?
That's why you're in the neighborhood now. You weren't in the neighborhood then, Anthony. Eric says Cobb Squad for the win. It's true. That is also the Cobb Squad.
It's true. And I would have so much respect for DC if instead of naming the movie Gotham City Sirens, they named it the Cobb Squad. That would be hilarious.
That would be hysterical. They could do like a 45-minute animated film just of them, like a Cobb Squad animated film. They could do that.
They could. And you know what? Even though we probably won't see that live action film for years, I'm happy we get the Cobb Squad just about every week on Harley Quinn.
Right. We will take what we can get. Well, thank you guys for coming and joining us for this segment of thirsting over not superheroes but comic book characters. Let us know which list you like better. Did you like the list that we looked at from the other site? Did you like my list? Did you like Anthony's? Or does everybody suck that's not yours? Like, it's fine. Just talk about how much you love your list if you want. I'd love to hear you guys comment like maybe your top 5 or 5 of your top hottest comic book characters, just so we can kind of see like what everybody else's like tastes are, I
mean, I fully expect Seth Rogen as the Thing to make Chris's list.
You know what? Just tweet that out later. So I just found out that Chris is the hottest superhero to Chris Evans and Seth Rogen is the Thing. And then he will tweet that you think Adam Sandler is hotter than Catwoman. So it'll be fair.
Adam Sandler as Catwoman.
And on that note, everybody, I think it is time for our last segment of the show. Let's go ahead and do our neighborhood huddle. Well, this has been such a ridiculous blast, Anthony. We are apparently voting on the warden of Horny Jail next week. I'm not sure if we'll get a lot of votes, but we'll try. We talked about D23, like civilized people, and then we went back to being uncivilized with thirsting over comic book characters. So thank you so much for joining the fun. What are you looking forward to next week with the nerdy world?
What am I looking forward to in the next week from the nerdy world? I don't know. I honestly don't know. The next month we have Black Adam coming out, so
that's right. Oh my god, that's sooner than I thought.
Yeah, which I am excited about, but at the same time, not to be a downer, it's hard to get excited because is he going to get a sequel? Is this going to lead to anything? Who knows at the current DC leadership? But
it
it's
will with The Rock.
It's The Rock. It's The Rock, and who doesn't like The Rock in anything? The most charismatic guy in Hollywood. So I'm excited for Black Adam coming sooner rather than later. And then next month we also get Werewolf by Night, and I can't wait.
Yeah.
And are we up to the She-Hulk finale this week, or is that next week?
How many episodes is She-Hulk getting? I don't know, because we're on episode 6 coming up this next week.
I thought it was only getting 6. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm gonna Google it real quick. How many episodes of She-Hulk? That was the first thing that came up. 9. It has 9. So no.
Oh, okay, cool. So next month is going to be hopping then with all this stuff. So that's what I'm looking forward to next month.
Yeah. Chris, does Halloween count as geeky stuff? Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so Halloween ends, and then everyone who follows me on Twitter knows I'm really excited this month for Hocus Pocus 2. So.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for that because I have been staying away from as much behind the scenes as I can because I just want to enjoy it. Like I watched one trailer, that was it. So I'm excited to just watch it and just have a good time because the first one's such a classic. And of course, I'm always worried about them ruining classics when they do this shit. But like, they got the original cast back. It looks like they're having fun. That's enough for me.
That's enough for me too. So I'm excited for that. What about you, Lauren?
I am excited for Halloween. I need to figure out who I'm going to be. I have an idea, but I'm not sure yet, so I'm not going to say it.
Why don't you be the child of Kurt and Supergirl?
I don't want to be their child. That's weird. I'm attracted to them. Anthony, no. Squirt bottle. That could be an interesting mix. I've never thought about making a kind of custom costume like that. That could be interesting. I don't know. I'd have to figure it out. Doing anything Kurt related is hard just because of the tail and then he's blue. That makes everything hard.
I think Chris has the best Halloween costume idea for you.
I mean, it would terrify you, would you not, Chris? I mean, listen, I'm not going to do that, but the idea I'm thinking of doing, you will actually like Chris. So that should make you feel better. I think Anthony could do that to traumatize you, though.
Challenge accepted. Maybe that's what I'm gonna have to do.
But I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to remember everything that's coming out. I'm less excited for Black Adam than I was. It's not necessarily because I don't want to see it. I do and I will. But it's more so just because it's the only thing keeping DC standing right now, I feel like, film-wise. And The Rock is the one really keeping it standing because if you guys haven't noticed, his production company produced the DC Super Pets film, and they're also going to be producing Black Adam. So as long as The Rock's producing it and his company's producing it, Black Adam will get another film. I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried that it's going to be the only thing DC has for like the next 10 years.
Don't do that to me. Don't put that into the universe, Lauren.
No, but listen. The good news is that we're still going to have DC content, and hopefully, because The Rock does care about other DC properties as well, he can help influence that. But I'm still excited to go see it. It's a feature film in theaters. In general, I'm really excited for Wakanda Forever. I'm going to bawl like a baby during that entire film. Like I'm going to.
That's October too, isn't it? Or is that
November? Okay. Yeah, so you get a little breather. You get a little breather. I'm excited for the Harley Quinn animated series comics to come out because they're doing that again where between the seasons they're going to have comics. And this next issue starts right after the season 3 finale, like literally, like the second Harley Quinn's walking down the stairs.
I am so happy for that. I loved the Eat Bang Kill tour.
Yeah, so I'm super excited to see that. So I'd say those are probably things I'm most excited for. I am also excited this coming Tuesday. I'm gonna try to make sure I'm there for Tio Comic Book Club, which is a thing my friend Steve runs, and they're talking about Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. So I'm super excited to talk about that because that is probably my favorite Supergirl story,
Nice.
at least like top 3. So I'm super hyped for that. And Chris said Anthony and I can be a duo. I'll be Sandler and he can be Rogan. Honestly, done. I'm in.
Sounds perfect to me.
I gotta say, Chris got the easier way to do it though, because he's just Adam Sandler dressing like a dad while you have to put on a rock thing. So he won that one. But anyways, yeah, thanks again, Anthony, for popping on. Thanks for all your time, and plug yourself away. Where can people find you? Feel free to plug anything you'd like.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me on. This was a blast, and I hope I didn't derail things so much I don't get invited back in the future.
You did amazing. You did amazing.
Okay, thank you. So I have a weekly podcast. People who know me know I'm very into Christmas. So it's a Christmas movie podcast, year round to keep the spirit alive. It's called Tis the Podcast. Cover movies, TV shows, TV episodes. We do Halloween stuff for Halloween. We've done tons of comic Christmas content, so especially Batman, because I'm a Batman freak. So you can find us wherever you download podcasts. There's a new episode every Monday. Just search Tis the Podcast. And you can get to all our social medias by going to linktree.com/tisthepodcast. And you can follow my personal Twitter account at the Sanderson Bro. I promise this one is going to be long lasting and the final one.
He promises to behave. If you don't, the warden of Horny Jail will just bring you right back.
Depends who the warden is. Don't make promises about that, because
that's true. We do have to vote on that, don't we? I do have to let this be somewhat democratic. All right. Well, thanks again, Anthony. It's been awesome having you on. You are so fun to hang out with. I'm glad we're able to talk. Those of you watching, please make sure you like, share, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, all that cheesy but super helpful stuff. And follow the show's Twitter at NBHD Comic Show, so you can vote on the polls every week, talk about nerdy stuff with me and everybody else that joins in. It's a really great time, and we will see you guys next Sunday at 1:00 in the afternoon Eastern time, and we'll have some more guests on. But other than that, I hope you guys have an awesome nerdy week.